Psst, psst. You. Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Are you tired of the same old podcasts with the same old panels and the same old rhetoric? So am I. So come spend time with me, where you can have a laugh, be entertained, and learn something. I'm your host, Nova, and welcome to School of Thought. Class is in session. Hi, how you doing? Can you hear this? Can anybody hear the sound effects? These are some new things StreamYard is introducing. Did anyone hear that? Let me know in the chat. All right, welcome. What are all you sinners doing today on this Sunday fun day? Huh? Did you bad boys and girls go to church tonight? I would almost bet half of you didn't. Did I go to church? No, but in a way, I practically have church a little bit every single day in my own house. Anyways, since my last stream with my bestie, Coco, that has seemed to have caused quite a stir. I'm getting some trolling and some hating comments in my stream, but that's okay. My shoulders are broad, gentlemen. I can handle a little pushback. Can you? She's coming back, by the way. She's not done. Us two broads, we got a lot of things to talk about. Yes, we do. And, we are also very opinionated. So, we figured it's time we put some of those things to use. Our massive amounts of opinions. The fact that we're not, some panty waist 21-year-old. So we got a little bit of life experience. Everyone can learn from that. And we like to have fun with each other. Yes, we do. Not that kind of fun. Get that out of your mind. But we like to have fun. Yes, we do. So, did you hit the like button? Did you subscribe? If you didn't, the teacher, Star Nova, is asking you to like and to subscribe. All right, who is in the chat? We've got, oh my goodness, Tyrone. We got Hurricane Paro. Mouthy broad, says Sean. Damn straight, honey. Toasty man, bad. We got straight. I know that little icon. I know you. We got, who else? We got Bandit. Claps worked. Thank you, Bandit. All right, so that little thing is doing popcorn, yellow stripe, smile. What are you doing? Armani? You talk to me on Discord sometimes. We got some other people. Oh, hey, we got some commenters from Kick. Hello. Nice to see you all. Nuxus. I'm glad you're here, honey. You got your notebook. See, Tyrone knows what it's all about. He knows, make the teacher happy. Bring your pencil, bring your paper. Don't forget your erasers because you might get something wrong. And by all means, bring the teacher an apple or something. Before I get started with what we're going to be doing tonight, it's not going to be an overly long stream because everybody's got to work tomorrow. So I started kind of late today. I've been cleaning. I've been organizing, help putting some stuff together. Oh my goodness, something in my eyeball. And I'm kind of tired. My lower back kind of hurts a little bit. And cleaning. Oh yeah, scrubbing. What they all say about women, right? The best in the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant. Well, I ain't pregnant, but I am barefoot, but you can't see me from the waist down. That's okay. Yes, I'm drinking, what is it? Red something. What is that one chemical they're putting on and everything? Hold on, I'm thirsty. All right. So did everybody see Trump is kicking ass, right? Kicking ass and taking names. I'm not the normal broad, considering I'm related to all these presidents and stuff like that. I have more of a mind for war. Yeah, I said war. So I'm kind of the opinion, take them all out and let God sort them out. Well, that's just me, though. Don't quote me. And by all means, don't imitate me. Probably get you in trouble. But, that's just my opinion. So let's add to the stage the first thing. Oh, goodness. Let's fix the view on that, too. That looks horrendous. I'm sorry. One second. Is that better? Can you guys see this? Does that help at all? I hope that helps. All right. Let's see what this man has to say. And Bandit sent me a few links, so I figured, thank you, Bandit. I figured we should do something on this and do a little bit of a celebration dance. Do. If I had a little American flag, I'd be waving it right now, like a cheerleader or something.
Nicolás Maduro.
Can you guys hear that? That sounds really low. Why is that so low?
Had his chance, just like Iran had their chance, until they didn't, and until he didn't. He effed around, and he found out.
Fuck around and find out. That's what men say to each other, right? Real men, yeah? Not these panty waist boys, yeah?
President Trump is deadly serious about stopping the flow of gangs and violence to our country. Deadly serious about stopping the flow of drugs and poison to our people. Deadly serious about getting back the oil that was stolen from us. And deadly serious about reestablishing American deterrence and dominance in the Western Hemisphere. This is about the safety, security, freedom, and prosperity of the American people. This.
What are you doing? What are you doing that for? You better be careful. I don't like what you're doing. Behave yourself, Hurricane Paro. You don't know who she is, and you don't know who she was married to. She didn't say anything that was wrong or hurting anybody, and if that hurts your pride in some way, that's a you problem, not her.
This is America first. This is peace through strength, and the United States War Department is proud to help deliver it. Welcome to 2026, and under President Trump, America is back. I'd like to welcome...
We're back, bitches. That's right. We're back. Now, some people were asking me, like, why are we going to war with Venezuela? I don't really consider that being war with Venezuela. It was kind of like ripe for the pickings. But let's see. Please check Discord at your earliest convenience. Thank you. Okay, pass. I will do. I will definitely look. That's not her name. So, yeah, I think you just got the wrong person, homie. All right, let's see. Here we go. Where are you, Joe Rogan, on my list? Let's see. What is hey, it keeps playing over and over and over again. Woo! Hold on a second. It's giving me a hard time. All right, here we go.
From the time Trump's been in office, deaths by overdose have dropped off a cliff. Look at that. Look at 2024. And leading into 2025.
Just
look at
down.
These are all deaths from overdoses. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Like, look at that. From all drugs, which is the top one.
Now, I saw some of the liberal whack jobs posting that, it was already tapering off when Joe was not. No, it wasn't. No, it was not tapering off. I mean, just because all those people passed away from it does not mean, because there was a lull in it, does not mean that it tapered down at all. He has nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm. Look at that drop. I mean, that's crazy. So you see the peak was in 2022, or it looks like actually 2020, between 2023 and 2024. That's the peak where people are dying. And then from the time Trump's in office, it's taking a fucking sharp downturn. And why is that? Well, part of it is because they're blowing up these fucking boats that are bringing in all the drugs. And not just drugs, but drugs that are tainted with fentanyl.
And not just drugs. Drugs are bad. It's also human trafficking. Did you hear me? Human children trafficking. Yeah. Again, this bitch says, take them all out, let God sort them out. That's just me. All right. Let's watch the Walk of Shame. Yes, the Walk of Shame. Now, is this the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. Here, let me hit pause. Now, does anybody remember after this bastard got into running Venezuela with those tainted voting machines? Yes. That he was starving everybody. Does anybody remember 4 or 5 years ago how he was starving everybody? I'm just curious. Does anybody remember that? And every time, it was 4 years ago, right? 4 years ago, or about 4 years ago. And as U.S. was trying to send aid and food to all the starving babies and children and the people, those assholes were confiscating the crap and taking the goods and not giving any of it to the people to continue down, the bullshit that they were doing. So let's listen and say, "Go America!"
Lawmakers from both parties are calling for a briefing from the White House. Many are upset Congress was not notified before any military action was taken. Our team is standing by. ABC's chief global affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz leads us off.
Tonight, remarkable new video showing the moment ousted Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and his wife arrived in New York, facing federal narco-terrorism charges. The once defiant leader in handcuffs, surrounded by federal agents, wishing everyone Happy New Year in video shared by the administration.
Happy New Year.
I'm so weird,
Maduro
but you're here watching me.
Dangerous military operation.
Like and subscribe,
using
honey.
The Army's elite Delta Force to remove him from power, with President Trump claiming the U.S. has now taken over Venezuela.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition.
But questions tonight.
Sean says, hold on, let me get my 4 eyes on so I can read it properly and not get it all messed up. So do you think that Maduro and his wife negotiated this exit? Is this for show? I would say there's an element to that. I would definitely say that the negotiation, that it looks he's pretty well kept. He's not like, hurt or anything. Definitely it's amicable in a way. Right? Not too many bruises. Nobody's got a broken, bloody nose or anything. Let's see. And then Bandit says, 1950s, Venezuela was the fourth richest country on the planet. Today, they have 250% inflation. That's communist. Well, yeah, the guy who came in, it was straight communism. That's what's going on.
Over who?
Whoops.
Who is really in control after Maduro's handpicked vice president, Delcy Rodriguez,
we can only hope that he's gone forever, right?
The nation's acting president, and blasted the U.S. intervention, saying Maduro was abducted. President Trump, after initially signaling Rodriguez might be cooperative, today issuing a new threat, saying if she doesn't do what's right, she is going to pay a very big price, probably bigger than Maduro.
El alto mando militar.
Venezuela's defense minister also defiant, saying the military stands united in the face of imperial aggression and Venezuelan lives were lost. And tonight, we're learning more about that extraordinary.
Name one country that functions as a communist country. China, who declared themselves a communist country, and I think it was 1934 or was it 1924? See, the 20s or the 30s. So you're wrong, but love ya. Remember to like and subscribe.
U.S. military and law enforcement raid to capture Maduro. The elite Delta Force had built an exact replica of Maduro's safe house inside a heavily fortified military installation, practicing the raid for months. And a covert CIA team on the ground was tracking Maduro's every move, where he slept, what he ate, even the pets he had.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like he had a heads up as to what was going to go down, for sure. Sean again says, Venezuelan military traitor who gave the CIA Maduro's location got a $50 million reward. Good. They deserve it. CCP. Absolutely. That's exactly what they are. The Chinese Communist Party.
He has. President Trump giving the green light for Operation Absolute Resolve at 10:46 Friday night.
The weather broke just enough, clearing a path that only the most skilled aviators in the world could maneuver through. Ocean, mountain, low cloud ceilings.
More than 150 U.S. military.
A bunch of exceptional men, exceptional men went in there and snatched his panty waist ass up. Toasty Man Bad says, but what did she do to your pride? That's so detrimental that you need to attack her in every way you can. Well, Toasted, I would say one, she's a woman. And then, which by the way, if any man is actually a very, very secure man, you don't really feel the necessity to attack women because women don't really bother you. Because if you are truly a very stable and secure man within yourself, you would understand that it's just broads. So what does it bother you for? If you're the stronger, better sex, which I would, I wouldn't say that's necessarily the case, but if you're the stronger, better sex, then why would what a broad says or does bother you?
Military warplanes, fighter jets, bombers launching from 20 different bases and ships. Videos online showing explosions lighting the night sky over Caracas as
Fireworks.
U.S. warplanes targeted air defenses and military bases. Gunfire heard as low-flying aircraft struck multiple facilities. Then, nearly a dozen U.S. Special Operations helicopters roaring through the night.
Straight Sith mail.
Swooping in.
Exactly.
The extraction team flying barely 100 feet over the dark water. Those helicopters arriving at Maduro's.
Dosi says that's what I'm asking Paro. I know, isn't it it's kind of weird. It's like she's not dating you. What do you give a shit? You know what I mean? What are you defending? There's nothing to defend.
Compound around 1:01 Saturday morning in the dead of night.
On arrival into the target area, the helicopters came under fire, and they replied with that fire with overwhelming force in self-defense. One of our aircraft was hit, but remained flyable.
The Special Operations Forces moving in just as Maduro headed for a safe room, grabbing him and his wife moments before they could close a steel door behind them.
He was trying to get into a safe place. You know, the safe place is all steel. And he wasn't able to make it to the door because our guys were so fast.
The operation lasting roughly 2.5 hours over Venezuela with only minor injuries to U.S. personnel. President Trump posting this image of Maduro on board the USS Iwo Jima, handcuffed and blindfolded. And tonight, with Maduro now in U.S. custody, serious questions about how the U.S. plans to control oil-rich Venezuela until, in the president's words, there can be a proper judicious transition. And Lindsay, that is the big question. What next in Venezuela and who will remain in charge? President Trump saying he's not afraid of boots on the ground, but insisting Venezuela's oil would be a priority.
Yeah, why not?
24.
Sack your kingdom. I'm going to take the booty, honey. You can take that any way you want. Get that booty, honey. All right, hold on a second. That's what everybody else wants to do, right? Here we go. For all the wonderful liberals out there, so kind-hearted, wonderful, moral standing citizens who say that all the Venezuelans, oh, it's a dictatorship and they're not happy. Oh, honey, they're going to be getting food. They're not going to be under this type of tyranny anymore. They're very, very happy. Let's look. Yeah. Rip that shit down, honey. Yes. Okay, well, are you in the U.S.? Because if you are in the U.S. and you don't like it here, there's the door. Don't let it hit you in the behind on the way out. Okay. Let's see. What are you talking about over there now? Behave. Let's see. She was talking shit about anal and comparing me to deviants like her ex who acts like Hormaxer. So she has a problem with me. She's got anal phobic and a beta girl. I don't recall. Why do you think, does anybody in the audience who is there remember her saying anything about this individual that I highly doubt she even knows who you are? So are you high? Did you forget to take pills today? I don't believe she knows you, nor was she speaking about you. So that, yeah, a lot going on there. All right. Just another dictator on Trump's trophy belt. Just another diamond in the plate. Yeah, well, we definitely know some of the resources will be accumulated, I'm sure, to some degree, for sure. What are the odds Maduro goes to the Hague? I have no idea. We'll find out. Let's see. No, I'm not. Interesting. No, I'm not falling for her. It's because the way she talks about guys like me who controls my sexual feelings with queens. That looks better. Oh, okay. Well, the world revolves around you. Somebody who's talking about their life and their life experiences somehow they're talking about you. Well, I guess if the shoe fits, screw it on, but she ain't talking about you. She don't know who you are. He's talking about my prior guest on the last stream, who goes by the name of Coco, who was unfortunately married to some coaches and a red pillar who's a piece of shit, by the way. Let's see. Breaking: Iran is on the cusp of civil war. Have you seen the videos from the last hour? The videos are getting No, I had no idea. I've been cleaning all day and trying to organize and get things resituated. Okay, let's see. On to the next one. A win for us once again. I'll take some of that oil. I'm sure Venezuela ain't got no problem with it. I can only imagine what else they might have over there that we don't know about. Let's see. That's weird. There we go. Trump signals U.S. may expand focus to Cuba amid Venezuelans' operation. Now, I have family members who are from Cuba, and they still send care packages over because the country, they're still very poor over there. Everything from all the things that we Americans take for granted, that we seem to think the whole world navigates on the same plane that we do, right? You know, women can't even get pads and stuff over there. Has anybody ever watched any footage on Cuba and how the stores are ran? They literally open and close in all at the same time of the day. All of their goods are behind locked gates. They carry all the same brands, all the same items stocked from top to the ceiling down to the floor, and then locked behind the gates, all the same beans, all the same rice, all the same crap over and over again. You know, that's what that Muslim mayor in New York wants to do. Did you know that? He wants to have control over all of the food supply over there. And you know what it would look like? It would look like that. All of your choices and things that you would like to do would be, you know, SOL. If you don't know what SOL means, shit out of luck. Howdy back to you. Nice to see you. Thank you for showing up. Now let's read some of this. Oh, is that it? What the heck? Where is it? Don't tell me I have to subscribe to this to get the whole thing. Palm Beach, U.S. Trump on Saturday indicates that Cuba could become a topic of discussion as part of a border U.S. policy in the region, highlighting the potential for Washington to expand its focus beyond Venezuela amid rising tensions in Latin America. Now, prior to Castro using guerrilla tactics and taking over Cuba, what was it, in the 1950s? Cuba used to be the party haven for all of Hollywood. Did you know that? Everybody used to go over there and party. You know, it wasn't just live venues, but they had casinos and resorts and all that type of stuff. And that's why you started to see people like Desi Arnaz And who else? Who? Because he's Cuban. Who else is? Lorenzo Lamas is half Cuban. Did you know that his mother was Esther Williams? Do you know who Esther Williams was? She was the old film starlet of the back in the day. She used to dive into the pools and then do like a dance routine, like synchronized swimming, but not synchronized swimming. So look her up, Esther Williams. She was a cute woman back in the day. Uncle Guns is in the house. My buddy and the best mod on YouTube land who helped teach me how to be a great mod also. But now I am streaming and I don't have time to mod for everybody anymore. Let's see. Now, you know, there's some things that go on in Cuba that a lot of people don't understand, like a lot of gun trading and things that come out of there, weapons, everything like, you know, nukes and stuff, lots of drugs. I got lots of relatives who are also politicians in Florida. Yes, I do. But, you know, I don't really like most of those people, so they can just stay right there where they belong. All right, let's see. What's the next one? We're going to watch more people celebrate being happy about what is going on. Because you know what? Freedom is great. Freedom is exactly how God planned things to be. Whether you like it or not, He wants you to have freedom. Which is why He put into motion that all men would be created equal, not by man's standards, but under the guise of God. Here we go.
Le queremos dar gracias a Dios por su milagro. A los que no dejan de creer que Dios es grande. Gael por fin va a conocer Maracaibo después de tantos años. Era su anhelo.
¿Qué quiere conocer? A esto, miren.
A Venezuela, quería conocer
Look
a
at
Venezuela.
that, crying, happy.
Pero quería conocer a nuestra Venezuela, esa Venezuela bonita. Mis hijos vuelven nuevamente a su país. Gracias, Dios, por tu maravilla. Gracias por tu milagro. Gracias por...
I do not understand everything he's saying, but I did catch the part where he's talking about thanking God for this miracle. But past that, if you speak the language, enjoy.
Dios es grande y maravilloso. Volveremos.
¿Cuántos venezolanos vamos a querer volver otra vez?
Venezuela es grande y va a resucitar entre las cenizas porque así Dios lo decretó. Viva Venezuela, viva el pueblo venezolano y vivan todos los países que nos acompañan.
Live Venezuela. That's right. You see that? They don't look too upset now, do they? No. So all these crying liberals, well, just put it into cups. Collect your tears, freeze them in the freezer for next time. These people are happy. They're crying, they're so happy.
Amén, que viva Venezuela.
Viva la Venezuela, viva la America. Let's go, baby. The next one. Let's hear what Trump has a little something to say about this. Now, mind you, this isn't going to be an overtly long stream. It's going to be kind of short for tonight. I'm pretty tired and my lower back is hurting. So, yes. All right, Trumpy baby, what do you got to say?
Gadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything.
Yes, they have been free. That's right, Saltwater Life. Welcome in.
The green energy scam. Your country is going to fail. And if you don't stop people that you've never seen before, that you have nothing in common with, your country is going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the president of the United States, but I worry about Europe. I love Europe. I love the people of Europe. And I hate to see it being devastated by energy and immigration. This double-tailed monster destroys everything in its wake, and they cannot let that happen any longer. You're doing it because you want to be nice.
Screaming Beagle!
You want to be politically correct, and you're destroying your heritage.
They don't care about
They must
heritage.
take control strongly and immediately
trying
of
to
the
do it on purpose.
unmitigated immigration disaster and the fake energy, Gadocious way, but it's
Fake energy that Gore helped to implement back in the 1990s, knowing that it would eventually create the monster that you would see today, where they can sit there and say, oh, there's a little tiny, I don't know, microscopic organism, and then you can't build on that land because it violates that whatever environmental law, or you could cause that bacteria to go extinct. I'm being facetious when I say bacteria. Usually it's some type of insignificant lizard or something like that. My family actually had property in Oregon, in Klamath Falls. And in Klamath, they were supposed to be building a large airport, and there were going to be all types of new things in development, which was going to cause the price of property to increase and all kinds of things. And they went in there systematically right before it was going to get built, of course, wink, wink, and said, oh, well, we found this rare such and such a fucking bird. Nobody can develop anything. And that's what they do with their environmental laws. So they can go in on your property and tell you what the hell you can do with it. It's none of their damn business. As far as Europe goes, Europe, you're trying to destroy your own legacy. And you're trying to destroy your own future because you have something else in mind. And it comes along the lines of China and Venezuela and all the rest of them. Communism on the rise, being told it's good, brainwashing our kids and all of our youth today, being told that, oh, communism is your friend and it's the best way to go. And it's never worked. It is never going to work. And assholes like me aren't going to go for it. Thank you very much. All right, let's listen to another individual as to other reasons as to why Venezuela was a point of interest. You ready?
What is happening in Venezuela is literally so
Can you hear
different from anything you've been hearing.
It's kind of low.
Back in 2005, a news reporter, Lou Dobbs, already reported how Venezuela was the central operational hub from where elections were being rigged around the world so that the deep state could install their criminal agents in key strategic positions so that they could fulfill their agenda for one world government, for world domination.
Really? I don't know why it's so low. See, it's all the way up here. Let's see. I don't think this has anything to do with it. Is the music too loud? Is that what it is? Let me know if the music is too loud. I'll turn it down just a little skosh bit. Does that help at all? Let's find out.
Listen to the clip here.
A firm owned by Venezuela could be allowed to take over one of this country's top voting machine firms. Venezuela, of course, led by Hugo Chavez, working to change the views of most South American countries, moved to the left. Critics of the deal say our nation's very democracy is now for sale without anyone doing a thing about it.
Welcome in, laughing with me, Leah.
Eddie Pilgrim reports.
The use of some 19,000 electronic voting machines in the city of Chicago and Cook County primary on March 21st of this year is now under intense scrutiny. The U.S. company that makes the machines, Sequoia, was bought in 2005 by Smartmatic, a private company primarily owned by Venezuelan businessmen. When Chicago had problems with the machines, a dozen Venezuelan employees were there to help with the election. Chicago officials are outraged.
I think that American elections ought to be run by American companies and ought to be run by American citizens, not Venezuelan nationals.
Smartmatic is technically based in Boca Raton, Florida, but the president of the company, Jack Blaine, testified to the Chicago City Council. Fewer than a dozen Smartmatic.
Chicago. Chicago always seems to have a little something to do with a lot of this stuff. Does anybody ever notice that? Yeah.
Employees work in Florida. The majority of the workers are based in Venezuela. Watchdog groups question why U.S. voting machines would be under the control of citizens of another country, especially a country whose own election process is highly suspect.
We believe this is a national security.
Did you hear that? Highly suspect. What did I say at the beginning of the stream? I said Venezuela in the last couple of elections were using the very same voting machines that have been accused of and found evidence of absolute fraudulent behavior.
Security issue. There is no way that companies belonging to non-U.S. corporations should have access to our elections.
This was later confirmed by Sidney Powell in 2020 when the presidential election in America had been stolen to position Biden as an executor of the plans of the Satanists to destroy America and deliver America into the hands of the cabal. Listen to Sidney Powell.
I can hardly wait to put forth all the evidence we have collected on Dominion, starting with the fact it was created.
Dominion machines are the voting machines she's referencing.
To produce altered voting results in Venezuela for Hugo Chavez, and then shipped internationally to manipulate votes for purchase in other countries, including this one. It was funded by money from Venezuela and Cuba, and China has a role in it also. We have staggering...
China, back always in the middle of something, huh?
Statistical evidence. We have staggering testimony from witnesses, including one who was personally in briefings when all of this was discussed and planned, beginning with Hugo Chavez and how it was designed there, and then saw it happening in this country. So, I mean, we are talking about hundreds of thousands of votes. President Trump won.
That's right, Toasty. China.
Won this election in a landslide.
President Trump himself has posted a video of military intelligence whistleblower who confirms this. Listen to him.
From the official Dominion PD.
If you're stalking about, don't worry, we like skulkers. Just remember to hit the like and the subscribe.
PDF ballot. In other words, the printing process, appearance is completely different than what you would get from a first-generation PDF printing.
These 25,000 unidentifiable ballots alone represent over double the amount of Joe Biden's 10,457 vote mark.
If our election wasn't rigged, it was a rigged election now, everyone knows. It's going to come out over
Everyone with half of a brain would say that, yeah.
the next couple of months too, loud and clear, because we have all the information there.
So what is happening is that...
I want you to know, I put out a call to Torsia today. I'm waiting to hear back from her. Torsia, honey, if you're watching me, call me back, woman.
President Trump, as the spearhead of a White Hat operation worldwide. White Hat operation means high-level military intelligence, strategic network worldwide of good people who have not bowed their knee to Satan, but who are serving Christ in an operation to save humanity from the plans of evil.
He's referencing the Old Testament and New Testament. In Romans, Paul quoted and said, and God has reserved 7,000 men, man, meaning mankind, but 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee nor kissed the image of Baal. That's what he's referencing. Just in case you were wondering. I actually know that. Isn't that interesting?
They are now literally ending one of the key centers of the cabal in the...
I have... Ooh, I'm getting rated. Do I have that even on? I don't even know if I have that on. Do I have that on, Trippy? I don't know. I've never used it. I'm not sure. If the raid doesn't happen, it's because I don't have it on, and it might be because I'm a newer channel, and I'm not fully monetized yet. So that could be why.
In the world, just like they did with Ukraine. Ukraine was a center for human trafficking, for underground breeding of children, for a sexual pleasure of the elites, and for human sacrifice.
Oh, did you hear that? It's still coming back to being about kids now, ain't it? Yeah, sure is. Let's see. What did you just say? We all miss Torsia, especially Tyrone Church. Torsia hasn't been around since Grid was on her panel. Well, it's not Grid's fault. Okay, so let's not go there. No more conspiracy theories. Okay, Paro. Torsia has had family issues. One, she lost her mother. So, Torsia, if you're watching right now, we say condolences to your family, okay, and your mother that you lost. Other things have been going on in her life, so I'm waiting to hear back. I should hear back from her hopefully soon.
It was a central intelligence headquarters.
Thank you for the raid from Trippy. Thank you, Trippy, and all of the viewers.
Of the Satanists worldwide. That's why George Soros said that if they lose Ukraine, it will be the end of their civilization. That's why the Rothschilds said it'll be the end of the world if Ukraine is captured. That is why they've been funding the war in Ukraine so massively, because they are desperate to lose it. They need to recapture what's in Ukraine. Venezuela, I believe, is similar to that. It has been.
There's also labs in Ukraine. Did you know this? There's labs. If you don't believe me, go look it up yourself.
Orchestrated as one of the hubs for drug trafficking, but for election interference and for many other evils around the world. Trump and the White Hats are busy strategically taking out all these headquarters, all these centers.
And it's amazing while he's doing that. Now, mind you, even though I like Trump, he's still a politician. He's still rubbing elbows with the big boys. Okay, still part of the good old boys club. So don't mistake it when I say that. But for somebody who is going around doing this, but yet they want to try and say and link him to Epstein Island, which he never did any of that stuff on Epstein Island. Just because you take a picture with somebody or you do a promotional, whatever the case may be, like every time you go to a press kit or a press event or any of that stuff, they're always taking pictures and hobnobbing with each other. It means absolutely nothing. That's just MO. That's just 101 of networking and being in the entertainment industry. Okay, you just take pictures with everybody. Doesn't matter. It's just another opportunity, another photo op, and spreads the good word and keeps the rumor mill and the press and your name in everybody's mouth. Now, that does not mean that you're participating in the same ways that Clinton was, okay, and the rest of them are, and so many people are implicated there. It's not even funny. So obviously, they want to try and say that he's a part of something that he's taking down because he's hurting it. He's hurting the supply a little bit. He's driving them where they have to go more underground, where instead of it being quite all up in your face. When I was out there all the time, I noticed, and you got to remember, I was very young, and this is before anybody knew half of this crap was going down. So if you aren't already on the inside, you didn't know this crap is going down. I don't even know if I should tell this story. I was at one of the famous producers' houses, okay, and every year some of those people hold an event, okay, and this was after the Oscars, so it was an after Oscar event at one of the bigwigs' houses, mansion in Bel Air. Okay, I was there. Russell Crowe was there. Helen Mirren was there. Who else was there? John Leguizamo. All kinds of people. Michael Bay. Everybody likes to harass Michael Bay, by the way. And out of nowhere, I started noticing towards the middle of the event and later in the evening with valet and stuff, I noticed that they started having little kids being really dressed up. Little kids up to about 12 years old, various degrees, and they all come piling out of one car. And I asked the guys, I was like, what are all these fucking kids doing at this party? Everybody's drunk, everybody's high, and the whole 9 yards. And they said, oh, those are usually kids who are related to whoever's there. And I was just like, okay, I didn't know any damn well better. But looking back, I don't think so. I think that was a supply chain, which, by the way, Russell Crowe, at least back then, was a total flippin' functioning alcoholic. And the number one thing he would do when he's out and about, he'd like to punch people and get into fights. He tried to knock out one of the collectors back then. It was pretty fun. It was pretty funny. And they got pictures of it, so it was funny.
In so many videos I've told you guys, we are experiencing the deliverance of humanity from a rule of evil. This is going to become so beautiful, so epic. Do not listen to the liars, the naysayers, the doomsday preachers, those who always cast a shadow over everything, those who insist on convincing you that evil is all there is. Those people are blind and they're evil in their heart. They're being inspired by darkness. Listen to the people who tell you the real facts. Trump is part of an operation to save humanity. Follow me here if you want to hear more.
Follow him there if you want to hear more. I'm gonna hit subscribe. Oh wait, I'm already subscribed.
What is
Interesting.
happening in
Whoops.
Venezuela?
Hold on. There we go. Oopsie. You know what else I'm doing right now? We're going to segue into the next segment. I got my far infrared sauna. And you're like, what is a far infrared sauna? Well, it's technology that actually, instead of like a steam sauna, this light and this with this heat mixed with it actually goes and penetrates into the cell, into the cellular level. It's one of the few things that can actually detox you from heavy metals and stuff. Did you know that? Okay. Well, I am a poor detoxer. So doctor's orders, I need to do this quite often and get all this crap and the mold out of my system. And if you guys are interested, I will show you what it is, how it works, and where you can get one. So comment below or leave a comment after the stream, because I will be covering medical stuff, not just occult, and which I will be doing that, and interviews. But I'm still going to be covering the man stream that will help talk about you guys' testosterone, impotence issues, possibly. I'm going to be looking into the hair restoration also for men. That's on my other computer. This computer, I just got to get back, so I got to drag all that from over there to over here, to over here to do the stream for you guys. All right. Let's see. Look at this bitch. Yeah, I said bitch because that's what she is. Hold on a second. This broad one. Look at this broad. I'm very ashamed of this broad. And evidently she's a porn star, which I didn't. Prawn star. I did not know this. So ex-prawn actress Mia Khalifa wishes all veterans, military service members to get PTSD. What the fuck is wrong with her? How about you from doing prawn?
Good morning to everybody who is not in the U.S. military. Good morning to everybody who is sitting at home and not on soil that doesn't belong to them, fighting a war for a country that doesn't care about them. I hope you go over there and get your little brain all scrambled up with. What
is she? Does anybody know? What is this broad? Is she a Muslim? Is she from the Middle East? What is she? Mia Khalifa. If that's her real last name, I would say that's some kind of Indian last name, right? Does anybody know what this broad is?
Up with PTSD and then come back here and see how much the United States cares about you, Pookie. See how much they care about you when you come back with.
Oh, so I was right. Thank you, Sean. She's a fucking Muslim talking shit about my country, making money out of my country. You know what, bitch? Go back to the Middle East where you belong. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. How about that one?
Oh, I'm so sad. I piss my pants every time I see a falafel stand in Manhattan. Let's see how much the VA cares about you. Muslim. Let's see what they tell you to do with your little broken brain from going over to fight a war that's not yours. They're going to tell you to try breathing exercises because the U.S. government does not give a fuck about you once you cannot die for them. Once you're done, once you're a shell, they don't care about you. What did I say on Z-Way that one time?
Well, Biden sure didn't when he left all those people and the dogs, trained dogs, all the equipment, helicopters, weaponry, all that shit over there. Does anybody remember that? Biden sure didn't he? That's right. And some of the families that got left behind over there. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure Trump isn't doing that. I'm pretty sure Trump isn't doing that. And if he is, well, I'll have problems with him too. But for right now, I haven't heard that he is. So right now, he's okay on that standpoint.
Yeah, I think that still stands as very accurate.
Okay, well, she can sit there and give us what therapist she goes to after she gets done being all used up by porn and worshiping her god of money called Baal. Baal. So, she can give them advice of where to go, right? Right? Yeah. Did anybody hear that Tommy Lee Jones' daughter died sort of mysteriously in San Francisco hotel? Did anyone hear this? Or is it just me? I'm looking. People follow her for her opinions, and oh, they do. I thought it was for spreading her legs. My mistake. All right, let's Let's look what this is. And then I got one more thing, and then I might close up early. My apologies, but you all be working tomorrow. So let's see. Okay, God, help me, Lord. I need to put my 4 eyes on. Yes, here we go. Tommy Lee Jones' daughter, details revealed in San Francisco hotel death. Now, when I saw this the day before yesterday, they said it was mysterious. They said they don't think there was foul play, but they're not done investigating because they have concerns. So let's see what they're saying right now. San Francisco paramedics reportedly rushed to the famed Fairport Hotel on Nob Hill. Nob Hill. No jokes. Okay, so I'll shut up. Early Thursday morning for a report of a possible overdose. Aw, poor girl. I hope it wasn't really an overdose. My God, these people with all their money and all their fame and all their access to everything, they sure have an awfully high. Are we allowed to say the S word anymore? I don't on YouTube. I'm not sure. We'll just say expiration date of taking their own lives. I find that very disheartening. Victoria Jones, the only daughter of Academy Award-winning actor Tommy Lee Jones, was reportedly found collapsed and unresponsive in a hallway at San Francisco's famed Fairmount Hotel early in the morning on New Year's Day before she was pronounced dead at the scene. The Daily Mail reported that a guest came upon Victoria Jones lying on the floor in the 14th hallway, thought she might be drunk, and alerted hotel staff. TMZ, which first reported Jones's death, said that San Francisco Fire Department paramedics responded to a report of a medical emergency at the hotel at 2:52 a.m. The emergency was said to be a possible overdose, according to audio of the 911 call. TMZ also reported. I'll read this last part and then we'll move on. A spokesperson for San Francisco Police Department also told TMZ that its officers responded to the Nob Hill Hotel at 3:14 a.m. and the case had been turned over to the medical examiner for investigation. Cause of death is unknown, though NBC Bay Area reported that foul play is not suspected. Yeah, they say that about everybody now, don't they? The Daily Mail said it's not clear if Victoria Jones was staying at the hotel or how she came to be on the 14th floor. Victoria Jones was the younger of 2 children of Tommy Lee Jones and with his second wife, Kimberly Coughley, to whom he was married to from 1981 to 1996. Now, I saw something the other day that it was supposed to be one of Joe Biden's ex-wives also mysteriously died. Did anyone see that? I think she had some information. Yeah, it's a good possibility. Yeah, it's a very good possibility. But I also had saw something about one of Biden's wives mysteriously dying. Isn't that interesting? Not really. Kind of par of the course, isn't it? Now, let's take a look at my ex-governor, because I no longer live in Californication anymore, okay? I don't live there anymore. The last native, me, of California, born and raised, left because I couldn't take the shit anymore. They've over-flooded us with illegals everywhere. They've turned the streets into a gang activity of drugs and waste, human waste everywhere. You can go through San Jose, parts of San Francisco, and other parts, not just downtown LA, and you'll see all the encampments. God, I got to get into that other phone, and I can pull up all the footage. Right before I left, I was taking footage all over the place. People even chasing the car I was in while filming it because they're like, hey, don't film me. And I had my phone down to the side too, damn it. I was like, how the hell did you see that? And he was chasing after me. Which, I'm kind of used to being back from the old press days a little bit, but still, I'm like, oh shit, I got my kid in the car and, but anyways, getting past that, I was shocked when I saw all of that, when I cruised through there and I was like, oh my God, it's this bad. Wow. All the policies of saying that it's perfectly okay for them to pull down their pants and defecate right in the public, right in front of your children. Doing drugs. I've watched them, tie their arms up and jam needles everywhere. Like it's like what it's like looking at the apocalypse, you know, the aftermath of all of that crap. And it's all instituted by your buddy, Gavin Newsom, and all his buddies that he also helped get into being mayors. You know, like mayor of San Francisco and all that shit. Is anybody starting to notice a correlation of what's going on? I mean, if you haven't, then I guess you are walking around with your eyes closed and your ears, with your hands over your ears like this. Read the letter. Celebrity lawyer Alex Spiro wrote to Gavin Newsom, warning that his clients will permanently relocate if California wealth tax passes. Now, which I also heard that they're trying to do an exodus tax on Californians. So if you're going to leave California, Florida has also been known to do this, but now they want to do it in California. So if you're going to leave, they're going to try and tax your ass for leaving the state. Aren't they sweet? The fuckers. Anyway, pardon my language. Attorney Alex Spiro wrote a letter to California Governor Gavin Newsom, urging him to stop a proposed billionaire tax, which, you know, Elon is leaving. He's going to be relocating most of those plants also, which, you know, that's part of the reason he's been building them all over the place in Texas. Spiro said his clients would permanently relocate if the measure were to become law. While Spiro did not say which clients he was referencing, he has previously represented well-known billionaires and celebrities. Proposed billionaire tax in California has the wealthy threatening to flee, according to a letter written by power lawyer Alex Spiro to Governor Gavin Newsom in a December 11th letter that was obtained by Business Insider. Spiro lays out his opposition to the proposed tax on behalf of his clients, whom he calls California residents who would be subject to the proposed Billionaire Tax Act. It will trigger an exodus of capital and innovation from California. Spiro wrote, our clients have made clear they will permanently relocate if subject to this tax. The measure proposes that Californians residents with assets exceeding $1 billion would be subject to a one-time, that's 5% tax on the value of their assets. Holy shit. Well, yeah, that's no reason they're going to leave. Mm-hmm. If the proposal receives enough signatures, it will appear on the state ballot in November 2026. If passed, it would apply retroactively to all California residents as of January 1st, 2026. Yes, you think it's only going to apply to the wealthy. We got to also remember that Obama, not my favorite person, but Obama during his term, they decided to redefine the definition of wealthy in the tax laws, which was, it used to be about, I think it was 350 to 500,000 was considered to be on the next tax level, to which then they bumped it down to 250,000. Anybody who was making 250,000 a year was going to be taxed at the same rate as millionaires would be. Isn't that sweet? We're just constantly redefining logical thinking, and we're constantly redefining the terms on all normality, so that way we're redefining language. Once you pervert the English language, all bets are off. And that's why they've been doing it all these years, redefining words, so that way you're fucked up in the head. Yes, I said that. Let's see. It goes on to say, I'm curious about one thing, because I always pay attention to tax laws because I'm weird like that. Well, Newsom has said that he's against the tax. Yeah, sure he is. Against the tax and would fight it. He's so full of shit. He would not have the ability to veto it if it were to pass as a ballot measure. Several wealthy Californians, including venture capitalist Peter Thiel and Google co-founder Larry Page, have considered shrinking their presence in California, according to the New York Times report. Representatives for Page and Thiel did not respond to Business Insider when asked if they were represented by Spiro. Over the weekend, billionaire Pamela Lucky, that's a cool name, all right, took to X to voice his opposition to the measure. He says, I made my money from my first company, paid hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes on it. The co-founder wrote, now me and my co-founders have to somehow come up with billions of dollars in cash. While it's not clear which clients the lawyer was referencing in this letter to Newsom, Spiro's client roster in the past has included billionaires and A-listers. He has previously represented Kim Kardashian, gosh, that's awful wiggly, Jay-Z, and Elon Musk. Yes, let's just keep taxing and creating more legislation so that all business is unfriendly. Now, there's nothing about California. There is one thing about California, I should say. Let's rephrase that. It's kind of always been a little bit business unfriendly. Honestly, it has, because they keep creating all this legislation and laws, that make things hard. Like say machinists back in the day, and guys who would work on cars. They would only have to do a couple of things to get rid of used oil and stuff when they're changing all of that. But now it's to the point you can only do it one certain way, and that certain way has got this massive amount of fees attached to it. And so that's what I'm talking about, legislation, business unfriendly law tactics, which makes it so only the wealthy can navigate, and it eliminates the middle class and small business. Why? Because small business is the lifeblood of a country, of America, always has been, always will be. But if you keep taxing the shit out of it, no one can stay in business. Okay. And I was a business for well over 15 years. Okay. So I know about that. And I'm no longer in that business because of that's being one of the reasons right there. So I want to say hello to the rest of hey, you. Where is Madonna? Nice to see you again. And Time Man. And what did you just say? Hold on. Why is it not showing? Your comments aren't coming up. Oh, I'm lagging. Okay. I'm into the pew-pews, and I've seen them redefine the definition of a machine, pew-pew, assault rifle, play language game. See, he knows what I'm talking about. And now they're trying to redefine what a high-powered rifle is in Australia. Yep. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about. Very sneaky. So that way, when they do that, it's easy to slip it in through the laws. You see how that works? And then to ban everything. Yeah. You would, and then he goes, Tyman says, you would think Reagan would have spent a bunch. You would think so, but they didn't. Let's see. Sean says, the latest news speak is modern sporting rifle. Oh, is that what they're calling it now, Sean? Ugh. Yeah, of course. Weak. I look gorgeous tonight. I do. Thank you. This is how I looked cleaning today. And so I was like, oh my God, I don't have time to jump in the shower if I'm going to jump on a stream right now. But at least I can put on a little bit of eyeliner and throw my hair up in a ponytail. So if you think I look good, baby, I appreciate you. You better come back on my next stream. Now, me and Coco, that has you guys all up in a tizzy, whether it's sexually or you're upset. We are talking about different stream ideas. If you guys have any topics or questions, please feel free to either write it in the comment section now or after the stream, and I will take a look at it and consider whatever questions that you might have or topics that you might want covered by two women who are definite. Well, one special lady, Coco, is definitely over the red pill crap for sure. Okay. And I've never been in on it. So anything else that you might want to talk about and have covered, you let me know, and her and I will go through it. And I'm looking forward to having her back. And so is she. She had a wonderful time, and I had a great time with her also. You can't see the desk. I'm not going to point the camera down at my desk. Are you crazy? You loco en de cabeza? I hope not. Anyways, I thank you all for showing up. I realize this is an overly short stream, but Mama's got to go to bed and take care of some stuff, so I apologize. But next, probably Tuesday, I'll be doing a much longer one. So join me Tuesday for the next stream. And remember, any comments or questions for Coco and myself, leave them after the segment, and her and I will be going through it. Thank you all for showing up. Go America! America, one for the win. Remember, Star said, take them all out and let God sort them. Get them, Trump. Eat their lunch for them. All right, boys and girls, you have a great rest of your evening. Get some sleep and make sure you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for the grind starting Monday. Star Nova here. Nova Star here. Your host from School of Thought is out. Bye.